Good morning everybody, and this is your S&P 500 day trade setups for today. So a little bit of a different structure forming compared to the DAX and the Dow, and I think the key thing here is we do need to get above this level, and this level is 45.10. So we need to get above 45.10 in order to get a continuation. We are bouncing off the 155 EMA, you can see that here. We do have a crossover, so we've broken the 155. Remember, typical price action, we come back, we test the 155 and we bounce off it and we continue if that break is validated. This 8-hour bar here is a pretty strong engulfing bar. It's engulfed the previous, if you just look at the body, forget the tails, you've engulfed the previous 3 hours. And we have a oscillator which is grouped to the downside and starting to cross over. So lots of bullish signals here on the 8-hour. Just want to move to the weekly before we get going. So last week we had a bit of a pin bar rejection off the bottom. So the low of last week, you can see how important that is, and that's this level that we are flirting with at the moment, which is 4,500 basically, or 45.10. So look at the oscillators, crossover pointing up, and remember we still have a flag here, a weekly flag, and we did have a solid break. We're now consolidating. My view at the moment is fairly bullish. So there are a few little things that we need to pay attention to. So the first thing here is on the 3-hour we've got a crossover. However, we are still in amongst the 155 EMA. And we do have this inverse cup and handle at play here. And what we could also be forming right now is a bigger head and shoulders. So shoulder, head, shoulder. So ultimately, for shorts to really play out, we're going to need to get back below 44.50. If we get back below 44.50, then change my tune. We'll be looking for a move down, probably to come and test this break. So we'd have to extend this this channel to something like that. And then we're going to be looking for a move all the way down, probably to start around there and then potentially to the downside a little bit more. However, if we do get to the hour, we've got the moving averages pointing to the downside, but it does look like we have a potential triple bottom here. Look at the diversions. So oscillators moving up while price is basically is a double bottom. There's the first low, there's a second low. You take that one into account as well as triple, but anyway, it's range at the end of the day. So what we're looking for is to regain 45.10, then this trend line is your next area that we should bounce off. If we bounce off, we're looking for a higher low. That's going to hopefully come back and find support at 45.10 and then a bounce off there again. So that's kind of the structure that I'm looking at the moment. So at the moment, we can pretty much toss a coin right now, and you'll have a 50% chance of being correct. So that's the nature of this beast, and we do have a crossover on the 15 minutes. So there is a smaller play on offer here, and that's something to watch at the European Open. If we break above 45.10, you've got an opportunity for a long with a stop below the current low of the day. That's the first scenario. Second scenario is a break below 4,500 and obviously a retest with a stop above the high of the day. You've got to move to the bottom of the range, and that's probably the one that I would favor going into the US Open. So, but until we break the small range on the 50-minute, there's no trade. And we break the small range on the 50-minute, there's a trade, the upside trade, the downside quickly. But ultimately, I mean, a lot of you guys are working as well, and you don't want to be in a situation where you have to try and sit and watch the chart and get your day job done. So my advice is really wait for the hour. If we do get a break above here, 45.10, wait for the hour confirmation, and then you should see a move to the top here. If you get a break to the downside, you're still going to get an hour confirmation, provided it's not one of these big massive bars, and you'll have an opportunity to the downside as well. So yeah, 50-50, we've got a small range and a big range. We need to break those ranges one way or another before we start getting direction. Anyway, I hope that helps, and we will catch up with you on Monday. Enjoy your weekend, and cheers for now.